The Joe Rogan Experience.
Okay, so time out real quick. So a real quick story. We're time with Rich. So I landed, right? And, I'm Boston. You know the deal in Boston.
Yeah.
So I landed and, a buddy of mine picked me up from the airport and I got to where I was staying. I was staying in the Mission District.
And you're like, look at all the sun, first of all.
It was freaking great. The sun was awesome, right? I was like, oh my gosh, sun.
No gray skies.
And then I looked down, literally homeless people everywhere. What is going on with that? Like it blew my mind because it literally. So I went to the gym in the morning, and it was like at 7 a.m. and I saw probably just as many homeless people living in tents next to buildings as there were people commuting to work.
Yeah,
like thousands. It's amazing.
Have you been to Skid Row yet?
No, God,
Dude,
I'm scared.
You gotta go. You should go while you're here because it's like the Grand Canyon. It's like the Grand Canyon of homeless people.
Why would I want to go there?
Because just you can't believe it's like. Did you watch the Battle of Winterfell, Game of Thrones?
No, don't tell. No
spoiler alerts.
No,
I won't give any spoiler alerts. I'll have it come with a better. Okay.
Yeah.
Here's a better analogy. Did you ever see I Am Legend?
Yes.
Okay. Remember when all the fucking crazy zombie people are running at once?
Yeah.
That's what it's like.
Are you serious?
I'm telling you, you can't believe the volume.
Doesn't someone even because in Boston, listen.
They freeze to death and die,
yes,
right?
Exactly. So no, in Boston, we hide our homeless people. We have like shelters and stuff. We hide them.
Yeah.
For the most part, downtown Crossing area, Park Street, whatever. They're like the junkies that like have the whole gangster lean. They just lean and close their eyes and stuff.
Right.
For the most part, right? And then it gets cold. They scatter. I don't know where they go, but you don't really see them that much. I'm not being rude. Like I don't mind seeing them. It's great. But like in Sanford, they're in your face, man.
Yeah.
Like
San Francisco's the craziest.
It was insane. So like honestly, and then another one of my friends, he said, "Listen, come to my house. Whatever. We're gonna hang out for a bit. It's cool, no problem." Went to his house. Like, small place, not bad, like 1,000 square feet. Like pretty nice. He goes, "Yeah, I'm kind of, things are a little tough. Can I borrow some money?" I was like, "Borrow money from me? What are you talking about, dude? You live in, you're doing okay." He's like, "Yeah, we live in paycheck to paycheck." I was like, "What? What are you talking about?" I'm like, this is like you got a decent place. The house that we were in was a $1.6 million house, and it was this big. And I'm like,
San Francisco's so stupid.
Everything's expensive, man.
It's so stupid.
And then another friend of mine said, "Listen, hey, come to my house," and I pull up to the house. It's a warehouse. Like they live in a warehouse.
That's actually cool. You could live like Blade. Remember?
It's
Wesley
cool.
Snipes lives with Chris Christopherson.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
He had the motorcycle. He had the fucking Charger, the Dodge Charger.
But it sounds cool when you have kids living in a warehouse. Isn't that great?
No bueno.
So that's the thing is that like it's a common thing I've noticed for people to live in either abandoned buildings, warehouses, and cars.
Yeah.
People that live in cars and the amount of smashed windows that I've seen here. I couldn't believe it.
Well, most of those people living in cars are actually stand-up comedians. In LA, everybody has a fucking story. Like so many comics come here and when they first settle in, they live in their car. That's super normal. Yeah.
That's it's just crazy. Like
maybe like 10 of my friends lived in their car. Yeah.
Literally live in cars.
Or used to, at least, and then got an apartment.
Got a bigger
eventually.
car.
Well, that's an issue we're having around here. We're having around here with these people that live in caravans. They live in these mobile home things.
I've seen them, yeah.
Yes. There's like, if you drive around this community, you'll go down certain streets and you just see these mobile
massive
homes.
caravans, yeah.
Yeah, and they have like towels over the windows. And they're cooking meth inside of there.
Yeah.
These are dirty people, some of these fuckers.
So how come, again, in Boston, we just kind of say, hey, there's no likely no loitering.
Well, they're kicking people out now because businesses are complaining because there was one business where this guy had parked his caravan right in front of it. Right. This is where a buddy of mine works. And this dude had laid out his like a blanket on their front lawn and was sunning himself in front of his caravan. So the front of his building became this guy's lawn. So this guy in this caravan was literally they were sharing grass.
Right.
So he's got this multi-million-dollar building, and he's sharing it with a homeless guy who's cooking meth. Or I don't know if it's meth, but it's some white noxious smoke that comes out of back in the fucking place. Yeah.
It was different for me. The weather's awesome, but like that was a big thing. And I feel like as I'm walking around more, if I see a large standing body of water, I'm like, there's a homeless guy living there too. There are people just everywhere.
They're everywhere. I'm telling you, what you saw is nothing. Well, you got to go to Skid Row. What is this?
Is that Skid Row?
Skid Row. This is
Yeah.
Google Maps. Skid Row. I just started snooping around.
They must have cleaned it up right before the camera drove through.
Clean?
Because usually, yeah, that ain't
on the
shit.
block I'm on
That
right
ain't
here.
shit. Let me tell you something, man. Look at that. Look at all that to the right and to the left. It's fucking crazy.
Whoa. So how do people have businesses there?
They
How do you-
don't, or they just deal with it. They just deal with it. Most of them. Most of those people, they just put all like gates and locks and shit. And
So
deal with it.
what's on Skid Row business wise?
Back
Can
up
you?
where you just were, Jamie?
Yeah.
Where you just were? Well, it's a lot of warehouses and shit. But the interesting thing is this area is getting, air quotes, gentrified. So this is where a lot of businesses are going now. They're opening up apartment buildings.
Right.
And a buddy of mine has lived there. My friend Magnus Walker. He's a famous car guy too. I don't know if you know who he is. He's got all these videos of Porsches. He rebuilds old Porsches. He's got this crazy dreadlocks and beard and crazy Englishman. But he's been living down there forever. He has this warehouse where he has it set up where his living space is one part of the warehouse, and then down below he has these cars.
Right.
And he has it all set up. But if you drive down some of these roads, you'll see like these super expensive apartment buildings that are going up now. And then a block over, you see these homeless encampments.
Right.
And people think it's like cute to be around like all this
What?
dirt. What is this? There we go. Nice.
Look at that.
So that's someone's apartment.
What's going on here?
Yeah. They just set up tents, and then the cops kick them out, and they just come back and they move, and then they come back. But they make these encampments, and you just have to deal with it. So it's like if you live in that area, you just have to jump over needles and try to figure your way through it. I feel terrible because
No, it's
most
sad.
of this is either drug addiction or mental illness. Those are the real problems.
Yeah. Do you guys have no drug addiction or mental illness like places that you could go to for help here?
I don't know what it is, man. I don't know enough about it. I'm entirely ignorant about what's going on. I know that if you talk to people that work in the field, that work with these folks,
Right.
they say that it all really started to happen. Look at this guy. He's like, run over my legs.
Oh, my gosh.
Fuck, I need disability.
Oh my goodness, man, that's crazy.
Crazy. They're
People laying on
everywhere.
the street. This is like a
Everywhere.
Honestly, if you were to take a screenshot of what you just showed me, I'd be like, okay, that's some third world country.
Right.
This is L.A. People can't even afford to live in L.A.
I know it might as well be a third world country, though. I mean, it might as well be the apocalypse. It's the apocalypse for those folks. I mean, at least they're around all these cars and shit. But I mean, there are thousands of homeless people in that whole Skid Row area.
They're right next to the mission there.
Yes, that's one of the things that keeps them there, I guess.
Well, they have like
The
4
mission
beds, or like
helps
3
people
beds
out.
in the whole thing.
I don't know,
Oh,
man.
that's wild, man.
But they allow most of this to go on. I don't know like how often they break it up and make people move, but the numbers are so high. There's
Yeah.
not much they can do.
Man, that's crazy. That's sad.
It's
man.
sad.
That's super sad.
Like, but what do you do? How do you fix that? Like, I don't have any solution. I mean,
Yeah.
you can't tell people they should. What do you do? What does that
That's
do?
a documentary. Remember Praz from the
documentary?
Fugees?
Yeah, Praz. Yeah,
He
yeah.
went and spent 3 days down there, like undercover
Oh,
in quotes, where he
Jesus
had people
Christ.
filming him experiencing it. And then he'd come back and do like an interview, like what he just went through. And it came out 10 years ago, so it's different. I don't know if I'm assuming it's worse now, but it's definitely not good in this documentary. It's crazy.
So I
Fuck.
was on my one wheel, right? Just like riding by. I was commuting back and
By the way,
forth.
that thing is badass.
It's pretty crazy, right?
Yeah, I rode it. I rode yours
You
today.
did. You did ride mine. It was good.
And after watching you scoot around effortlessly, I was like, how hard could it be?
You need one. You should get one.
I also don't need broken elbows.
Like honestly, it's good for it's good. It's a good core workout.
I'm
it
sure.
really is. It's a great
Do
workout.
sit-ups. I think it's a better core workout.
Yeah,
I have a sit-up machine. I'll
That's
show
true.
you this
Yeah.
hip and glute machine from Rogue where you put your ankles in this thing and you lean all the way back and go all the way up.
Yeah,
Telling
you have some next level shit here, by the way.
Thank
you. Have some cool stuff, man. It's awesome.
It's a man warehouse.
This place is fun. Can I live here?
Sure.
All right, cool.
There's plenty of room.
Good. Yeah, there's tons of room.
Bring a tent. You camp out on the jiu-jitsu mats.
But yeah, so I was riding my one wheel past like this kind of overpass, and there was a tent there, and like a lady sticks her hand out, and she offers me a chocolate. What was it? I think it was a chocolate ladybug. Right, it was a ladybug wrapped in like that tin mixed with like chocolate, whatever. I'm like, no, thank you, no, thank you. Ride by again next day, offered it to me again. I was like, no, thank you, no, thank you. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna like do something nice, right? So I get $5, and I was like, I'll give it to her. It's a nice gesture. I ride up, I give her, I hand her the $5. As I start slowing down on the one wheel, other people started popping their heads out of the tents, and they actually saw me give her the money, and immediately a guy runs out and like snatches it directly out of her hand. snatches it right out of her hand. Someone else comes around the corner, takes it from him, and they start getting into this scuffle.
Oh,
and I'm just like, I've never seen anything like that before. I know I'm really passionate about that, but I just can't stop thinking about it. It's crazy. It's really crazy out here, man.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
That's
and everyone
awful.
comes to LA, California to get their big break. Like, oh, I'm gonna be like a famous actor, singer, exotic dancer, porn star, whatever. And the struggle's real out here. It's real.
It's real everywhere. But whenever you get giant groups of people, you're gonna get a higher percentage of people that are out here that are homeless or struggling.
Right.
Again, I don't know what's the solution.
Yeah.
No
I don't know.
idea.
I don't know.